I want to alert everyone who is watching that this is just a rumor. I'm not saying it's true, although I do have an opinion about it. But there are rumors that the test screenings for Ironheart are not going that well. So I just wanted to share it, cite the source, and also give a couple of thoughts on it. 'Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side. Hi everyone, my name is Jacob Berry. Welcome to the StudioJake vidcast where I talk about all things pop culture. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and if you're watching on YouTube, ring that little bell so you get notifications when I post a new vidcast, and consider becoming a channel member. If you want to support the channel, head over to my new website, studiojakemedia.substack.com. Alright, so Ironheart. I've already complained about Ironheart in several other videos. I don't like her character. I thought she was terrible when she was introduced. She's a Mary Sue who is just given everything. And it seems like Disney Plus, and especially Black Panther Wakanda Forever, is really playing this down. They're trying to show her, oh, she's just as smart as Tony Stark, and that's how she gets it. In the comics, Tony Stark as an AI literally appears to her and just gives her everything. Not so obviously with Black Panther, keep the water Mexicans out of Wakanda forever, but also with the Disney Plus show, if you look at the trailer, it's clear that she's just kind of looking for scrap, she's dumpster diving and whatnot. I have a lot of issues with the show, as I've mentioned. I think Ironheart is a plagiarism of Tony Stark, of Iron Man. She was introduced in this weird Marvel Now event, and that's where you got a lot of these replacement characters for their legacy heroes, such as Ironheart, such as Kate Bishop, Red She-Hulk. A lot of these weird characters were introduced, and they didn't make much sense in the grand scheme of things. Riri Williams, aka Ironheart, being one of them. Now, for some reason, though, Kevin Feige, when other people were in charge of the MCU before he took it over fully, they were using inspiration from the 70s and 80s to tell the stories. Kevin Feige, when he took full control of the MCU and Disney really got its tentacles wrapped around the Marvel Cinematic Universe and around Marvel Entertainment, Kevin Feige decided to skip all of that and go directly to Marvel Now, which has been a total and complete disaster. And that includes for Ironheart. Apparently, and again, I want to stress, like I did in the intro, that this is just a rumor, but apparently the test screenings aren't going well. A user on 4chan posted about it, claiming to have knowledge about it. Now, 4chan, it's the Wild West of the internet. It's very unregulated compared to a lot of other social media platforms. So I want to stress that I do not necessarily believe this person. I will give an opinion about it later, but I just want to stress that this could all be fiction. I'm not saying anything other than that, but I wanted to read it to you because I did find it a little bit interesting. A user on Reddit named Drunken Flanker 1991 took a screen capture of the 4chan post and posted it in a subreddit called R Links and Rumors, so I'm reading it from there. From Anonymous on 4chan, reports from people working behind the scenes say Ironheart is the worst thing Marvel Studios has ever produced. Disney is having frequent emergency meetings behind the scenes to lessen the blow. The entire marketing department responsible for the trailer, same with the Marvels, has been fired, both as a scapegoat and to drastically cut back on marketing cost. Bob Iger is concerned about how this negative reaction could sour future projects such as Fantastic Four's opening weekend, overall audience faith in the MCU going into the Secret Wars Doomsday, and how this will impact his exit in 2026. 3 test screenings, each more negative than the last, as Marvel Studios is desperately trying to salvage the project in the editing room. Actress Dominique Thorne allegedly frequently butting heads with Disney bosses, as apparently Ironheart will be cut from future projects almost entirely. There have been 3 endings shot, frequently being reworked and re-edited together to appease early viewers to no avail. Kevin Feige allegedly frustrated that a teased mystery villain has been cut entirely. Notable moments early audiences hated the most included Riri addressing the antagonist, the Hood, with her pronouns before fighting, bad-mouthing Tony Stark's legacy while watching old interviews, and a speech to Hood stating, quote, "I am not Tony Stark, I am not Iron Man. I am everything he failed to become." The show will debut with 3 episodes immediately, the remaining 3 released weekly following. Disney is dumping half the show out in an effort to move on as quickly as possible. The current series ending is Riri in a completely new upgraded suit she's developed, flying to a club for a big party. Riri breakdances in her new suit and raps to the crowd. The now cut mystery bad guy would have been observing from outside through a window. If all of that is true, I can understand why people would be frustrated. I don't want to watch some spoiled brat who got into MIT and thinks she's all that bad mouthing Tony Stark. Tony Stark had an excellent arc as a character, but all of these new characters, especially if they happen to have XX chromosomes or are trans or whatever, all of a sudden they just get everything handed to them. This isn't just affecting Marvel, this is affecting Lucasfilm as well, where we see this happening where they just want to badmouth all of the old characters, make them seem like they were dumb, like they were outdated, like they weren't heroes to begin with, and it's absolutely foolish. Fans, even if you wanted to introduce Ironheart, do not want to see them introduced at the expense of their heroes. It's just a matter of fact. Comic books are Americans' mythology, which is why I get so mad at how the copyright and trademark industry keeps these giant corporations in charge of these characters. These are our myths. They are worth exploring, they are worth setting aside. And quite frankly, I have more faith in any sort of fan fiction, not on Tumblr, but anywhere else than anything Marvel's Cinematic Universe is producing right now. The way they botched the introduction of Kang, the way they handled the fallout from the actor who played Kang's scandal, the way they wanted to make America Chavez more important than Doctor Strange, how they took away the title of Sorcerer Supreme from Doctor Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme, how they made She-Hulk from this really interesting character, this smart, strong lawyer who still wants to get justice done, into this self-righteous left-wing lawyer who wants to lecture people, who is not okay with being flirted at, but is okay with twerking in front of her fellow lawyers and her boss with Megan Thee Stallion. It's absolutely stupid, and it would have been stupid. And it would have been stupid if they had done that with Riri Williams. It was also dumb of them to do their race swapping of the Hood, which it's kind of interesting. He's race swapped, so now he's black, and they're calling him the Hood. Kind of seems a little, I don't know, bigoted, if you ask me. Anyway, do I believe these rumors? Yes. Like I said, I could be totally wrong. It could be totally off. It could be total nonsense. I will lay out that possibility. But the way Kevin Feige has handled Phase 4 has been atrocious. He should be fired, quite frankly, for all of the flops that have led to this, for all of the dwindling Disney Plus subscribers. He is responsible for this. Not him exclusively. Kathleen Kennedy, as far as Disney Plus goes, also has a hand to play with this, is her terrible handling of Lucasfilm. It has been one disaster after another. And Bob Iger, as much as he wants to say, hey, I'm coming in to clean up this mess and I'm going to keep getting these contract extensions so I can fix this, he is more to blame than the two of them. Him giving Pixar, Lucasfilm, and Marvel Studios all this power was his baby. Kevin Feige, Kathleen Kennedy, and whoever the new Pixar guy is, no one cares about them. That is nothing but his fault. He brought this on himself, and now he wants to pretend that he is fixing it. It's like I was complaining about Jake Tapper writing that book about President Biden's decline and complaining about the media cover-up when he was part of the media cover-up. That's what Bob Iger is doing here. He should be fired. I don't think they should give him a chance to retire or a golden parachute. He should be fired for cause for all the stuff that he has done. He turned Disney from a household name into something of ridicule and mockery. And here he had the perfect opportunity to expand the brand with Star Wars and with the Marvel Universe, and he failed. It is ridiculous that he let Kevin Feige do this and to skip ahead all of the great stuff from the 90s and the early 2000s to go to Marvel Now, which was a financial disaster for Marvel Comics. It wasn't even a success. Fans rejected these new characters. But no, they have to double down. They have to be stubborn because it's not about money. It's about their pals at BlackRock giving them a good grade, which BlackRock, they're just basically a James Bond villain, in my opinion. Neither here nor there. Point is, yes, I believe these rumors. I do believe it was that bad. I do believe that this show was going to be worse than Agatha All Along and Secret Invasion. I do believe that. And listen, if y'all want me to watch it, to review it, I will. Let me know in the comment section below. But it will be a painful thing for me to do. If you liked that video, be sure to give it a like, share it out to all your friends, leave me a comment, tell what you think, and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, ring that little bell so you get notifications when I post a new vidcast, and consider becoming a channel member. It's a great way to support the channel, just like heading on over to my website, studiojakemedia.substack.com. Sure, you can read most of my articles for free, or you can subscribe. Depending on the tier in which you subscribe, it unlocks all kinds of cool perks. On my website is the creatively titled Buy My Books section where you can buy my books. I've got 4 out right now. They're all available on Amazon. Pick one or all 4 up and leave me a 5-star review. If you want to learn more about my books, head on over to studiojakemedia.locals.com. It's basically my author website where I post updates about my books as well as what's going on. And also, I publish my poems and short stories there, so you're not going to want to miss those. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time right here on Studio Jake.
'Cause I've been living life right like I